So my name is Miguel and I'm going to speak you about bird forest. Christophe already spoke you about that, so I'm trying to don't say the same things. And I'm working in the Spanish Society of Protection of Birds. So the question I want to answer after this speaking are those of these. Very simple question. We are going to start for the first one. What are forest birds? Actually, I'm used to teach different kind of birds, and we never teach forest bird like that because this is not a group of birds with taxonomic group. They are not even ecological group because bird forests only mean birds who live in a forest. So do you think all the birds who live in a forest are similar, are the same? What is a forest? Are all the forests similar? Okay, here you have some example of forest birds. You can see they are totally different each others. Different shape, different colors, different size. Why it's happened? Okay, because the shape, the similitude between birds depend mostly of the adaptation they do. For example, you can see here some beaks and also some claws. They are totally different each other, and that depends of what they eat or how they live. You can have here some examples. What happens in a forest? There is too many different kind of forests. They have too many different kind of foods, so the adaptation are totally different. That means that forests in a bird are totally different each others. Here you have one example. All of these are forests, but they have nothing relationship between tropical forests, rainforests, Mediterranean forests. They only have something in common. There are plenty of trees. You can see also, this is a food chain. The relationship between predators and prey and animals and herbivores, carnivores are really complex. That means also that the shape and the behavior of birds are going to be also totally different in each other. Okay, after that, I'm going to show you the most typical birds. I try to choose birds who is possible to see in every country here. And I think they have some special skills. Maybe you will love it. And maybe it's good for telling that to the pupils. I told you that they have not adaptation of forests, but it is not really true. They have some of them because all the forests have a lot of trees. They need a little adaptation. As you can see here, you have two different birds. Do you see? There is a goshawk and there is a vulture. Okay, the vulture is an animal who fly like that. He don't move it, and he's always looking for a food. If you look for a food like that in a forest, you are not gonna see anything because everything is covered by leaves. So if you wanna hunting in a forest, you need to be inside of the forest. That means, for example, you can see the wings. The wings are much small in the goshawk than in a vulture. So when you lose surface of the wing, you lose capability of being stable like that, but you are more quick. Your quickness are much better. You can see also the tail are much longer in the goshawk. That is because the tail of the bird is they use like a boat. They use for driving. If you're gonna turn up, you use all the time the tail like that. So almost all the birds who live in a forest, they need a big tail to escape of the predator or just to follow the prey. They need to be all the time doing things like that. You will see a good example later. Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna give you one example of birds, of every group of birds who live in a forest. We are going to start with raptors. This is the goshawk. This is one of the best killer in the world. I love him. He's a perfect hunter. They are strange, they are fast. It is incredible. Okay, let's go with the woodpecker. Woodpecker is another group of birds. Christoph spoke about them also. And this one is, I think, is the most common woodpecker we can find around Europe. He is the great spoken woodpecker, and he is the perfect architect. As Christoph told you, he don't only build their own house, they build holes in the trees, and those holes can be used by many different animals, not only birds, mammals. So it is it have a good ecological important part in a forest. He also is good having control of plagues, because if my herd is, imagine my herd is the herd of this bird, my tone starts here, because what he make is he just make like that, beep, 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 and after with the tone, going far and take out all the insects. So he is good also controlling plagues insect plagues in a forest. I will show you a picture. Actually, his tone coming from here, because in this way, I will show you. Here you have an example. In this way, he can protect his brain from the school, because if he doesn't have this long tone, he will have problem to this. Do you understand what I mean? Okay. Actually, in the end of the towns, they have some, you can see there, some shape like that, and it is very good to catch all the insects who live inside of the trees. Okay, now we are going with some birds, or passeriforms, okay? They are birds, they are usually very beautiful, bird who sings very good, and when we are walking in the forest, it's something that we always have present. We hear singing birds. So I really like hawfinch. Hawfinch is one of the more powerful bites in the world. All the birds you see with a big beaks, like that, fat beaks, is because they eat seeds, okay? So these ones are able also to break the seed of olive seeds. Can you imagine? A bird maybe with 80 grams or 75 grams are able to break a seed of olive oil. It is incredible. I think in proportion in relationship with the weight, is one of the more powerful animals with his beak. Okay, Christoph spoke about corvids also. We have many corvids around here, but here we have a jay. The jay is a really beautiful corvid. It's one of my favorites, and you can find wherever in any forest, in Europe at least. He has some skill that I really like. Is he knows that he has more food on spring than in autumn or winter. So what he do is he just take seeds and put it on the ground. He dig a hole and put the seed on the ground and cover it, because he knows after in autumn he will remember where they are and pick them. But sometimes he forgets where he put the seeds. So he's a perfect planter. He helps the forest to disseminate, to spread the seeds. Okay? He is also very clever. All the corvids are the most clever birds, one of the most clever group of birds in the world. They are able to do fascinating things. You have to think, when you are thinking in a bird, you need to think that birds are really very good way to see. They have, their vision is almost perfect, but they pay a really high price for that. they pay a price that almost all the space in the school is destined for the eyes. It's like that. So they only have a small space for the brain. So not much birds are able to use tools, for example, like them do it. Or some birds, they are able to jump. Some birds are able to walk. But corvids are able to do both of them. So this is only example of how they have intelligent hire. Okay, let's spoke another group of birds. Cuckoos. Always when you are walking in a forest, in a spring or in summer, you can hear the famous cuckoo, cuckoo. I think he's shy. It's difficult to see them, but it's very easy to hear because you have a powerful voice. Okay, cuckoo is famous for something, and I think all of you knows. But I will show you another video who show that. They are lazy birds. They don't like to build their own nest. They also don't like to feed their chick. So they use a strategy, very intelligent, to make other birds do it for them. Cuckoos are very helpful. Cuckoo, for example, in Spain, are one of the few birds who are able to eat processionary. Processionary is a capercaillie who make really big problem in a trees, in conifer, but these birds are able to eat them and don't get poisoned. Okay, so he also have a good role having control of plagues. Okay, let's go talk about owls. Here is the tiny owls. He's the one of the king in the night in the forest. Okay, during the day, you need to have a really good vision. It is very important to pay attention and to be really fast. But during the night, the word changes. During the night, you need to hear very well. Okay, and owls are the best hear birds in the world. I don't know if you know, but when I'm looking to you, one of my eyes are having one information different than the another of my eyes. You can see when you do like that it is moving. And after, my brain joined that. In this moment, when my brain joined that, I create the 3 dimension. So I know that you are there, and I also know how far you are because I have 2 different eyes, 2 asymmetric eyes, okay? So owls do the same with the ears. They have asymmetric ears. That means that when they hear something, the information coming in the one ear is different to the another one. So he can create also the 3 dimension with the waves of the sounds. That is amazing. So that means he are hunting with blind eyes. They are not the only one who have very good hair. The other animal, the prey, they also have that. So for this reason, the owl are really silent. If you take a further of the bird, of an owl, and you move it, you won't listen anything. If you took a pigeon further and you do it, it is much noisier. It is because in the end of the further, there is a small pieces that make that all the wave destroy it. Okay? It is not very efficient for flying, but it's very good to make you quiet, silent. That is why I told you in the night is a fight of sounds, not a fight of color or vision. Okay? Okay, I think I showed you the most common group of birds who you can find in a forest. I give you one example of them. I don't want to give you many information of many birds because I think it's more useful to have little information of one representative bird. But I don't want to finish without speaking you about the traits of birds. And I think you can imagine that, but basically the main trait that forest bird has is habitat destroyed. Depend of the area of the world and also depend of the forest, the habitat destroyed can come from different reasons. We have problem in Spain, and I think it's going to be the same in Europe for urbanistic planning. who told they are cutting all the trees just to build in houses. Some countries have problem with agriculture. Intensive agriculture are trying to spread and use a lot of ground, and sometimes they have to cut all the trees. There is some people some part of the world who have problems with cutting the trees, deforestation for wood or for paper or whatever. But in all the case, the main important reason of the main threat is habitat destruction. Okay. And I will finish with a very common saying in English, who say a forest bird never wants a cake. So I encourage you to don't put birds in a cake, and if you want to enjoy them, just go out to the forest and enjoy them. Thank you very much.